I don't even know if you're going to be able to hear my background right now, but it's been quiet all day, all day. And then as soon as I'm like, yeah, let's go sit down and film my video, they want to start cutting the grass and blowing the leaves. Okay. Okay, hello, welcome back to the channel. Today is just going to be a life update video, a chatty video, I couldn't finish the video for this week, so I'm gonna sit down and talk to you video. Yeah, this week I was supposed to upload the experiment vlog that I've been working on, so just to give you all a little bit of a preview, I'm basically not scrolling social media anymore. And instead of scrolling, I am doing hobbies. So I'm painting, I'm drawing, I'm coloring, I'm building Legos, I'm watching movies. I'm basically just trying to do anything to be off of my phone, and seeing whether that impacts my creativity and whether it impacts my anxiety, because I feel like I have been a little bit more anxious lately. And I noticed that I have also been scrolling my phone quite a bit. I feel like the two are related, so I'm doing an experiment to see, and I'm filming the entire process. So hopefully that video will be out by next week. I just didn't have it in me this week. I'm sorry. I didn't have it in me. So instead of that video, we're just gonna chat. We're just gonna catch up, and I will let you know what's been going on with life over here. And that'll be the video for the week. Right now, I feel like I'm in such a weird place. I'm not gonna lie. I have been working on my business now for almost 2 years. I think in January, it'll be 2 years. And I feel like it's an emotional roller coaster. And I think I've heard this from entrepreneurs before. This is not anything that's like revolutionary or new, but it really is taxing and exciting and draining and debilitating and nerve wracking and blessings. And it's just so weird to maintain your own equilibrium as your business kind of goes through all of these twists and turns and ups and downs. And then to be doing it by myself is another kind of layer, because I've always worked in environments with other people. So to kind of be like the sole practitioner of my business is interesting. I mean, I obviously have support in my friends and my husband and my family, but when it comes down to doing the work and coming up with the ideas and editing and writing, all of that is on me, coming up with the plan for what I want to do and how I want to grow and how to attract clients and all of that. It's all on me. And this is my second business, but it's my first time having a business and not having another job. So like, this is all I focus on every single day. And yeah, it's weird. I'm going to let these guys leaf blow for like 2 more minutes and then I'm going to come back. Okay. Okay, we're back. It's not as loud anymore, so hopefully I'll be able to just edit the sound out completely. But yeah, so running a business and doing it full time and doing it on your own it's unique. It's interesting. It's really fun. And I have to keep reminding myself that like I get to do something that I quite literally created from scratch, and I get to like film videos for a living and write newsletters and coach people and just talk to people every single day. And I do love it. Don't get me wrong. It's amazing. It's everything that I wanted to do, but having to be so responsible and hold myself accountable every single day, because there's no deadlines, there's no boss, there's nobody expecting anything from me other than my clients, which working for my clients is really easy because I'm a people person. So like that part is very easy, but doing all of the back end stuff, that's where I'm like, oh my God, I pretty much have to wake up every single day ready to go. Like my mindset has to be so sharp and so solid. And really, if you look at my life, most of it is so routine and so scheduled out. And that's because that's the best way for me to maintain my like sanity and my well-being and my creativity and like my focus. I have to be so routine. So like, yeah, I'm going to bed at 9:30. I'm waking up at 6. I'm going to go cycle. I'm doing my morning routine. I'm eating 3 meals a day. I'm drinking my water. It's like all of this to be a responsible adult. Who signed me up for this? Why? But yeah, so it's just kind of like the balance, the day to day of just owning a business. My husband says I need to take a vacation. I am on the fence about that because if I take a vacation, who's going to run the business? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. I might take a week off, but I'll have to plan for that and really do so much work in advance of being able to take a week off. So yeah, we'll have to see about that. But moving on, the next big thing that's going on is YouTube, of course. I have been posting videos on YouTube since April, and I actually just got to 24 videos. It would have been 24 videos in 24 weeks, which really would have been cool. But I got sick one of those weeks, so I didn't upload, so it ruined my perfect streak. But I'm not too worried about it. I decided maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago that I was going to prioritize YouTube a little bit more. And I know it's funny coming after me saying like I've been so busy with work and trying to figure out how to maintain that, but I feel like I have a good footing. It's just kind of keeping the energy and the momentum up. YouTube basically gives me the opportunity to be super creative and stretch myself and do something that I want to do pretty much with no like expectations, no rules, no nothing, you know, because I do YouTube simply because I've always wanted to do it and I like it. I have no requirements or anything like that. And because of that, I think I had been kind of putting it on the back burner. I still was meeting my goal of uploading every single week, once a week. And that was really just kind of the holding myself accountable and being consistent part. But I wasn't really prioritizing it. I would plan a video on like Friday, film it on Sunday, upload the footage on Monday, edit it on Tuesday, and post it on Tuesday. So 3 or 4 days of work, of focus on my videos, I was starting to feel like, Latoya, are you really giving this your all? Like, are you making this a priority? Are you doing this because you really want to, or are you doing it because you said you would? And now that I feel like I've gotten into a flow where I know I'm going to post, I'm not worried about whether I'm going to post or whether I'm going to have an idea. Now I want to be able to just expand my creativity. I want to learn how to edit, you know, like for real, not just these choppy ass videos that I post, and really learn how to make cinematography and create a story and create an ambiance and a vibe. Like there are goals that I have in terms of what I see on YouTube that I really like, that I want to be able to create. And I don't think I'm doing the best job of pushing myself and kind of stretching myself with that. So I just decided I'm going to start prioritizing YouTube a little bit more. I'm going to be a little bit more creative, spend more time on it, so that I can really be what I want it to be. Because right now it's just, I'm doing it and it's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's not really what I envisioned for myself. So I mentioned this in the last video, but I changed my upload days to Friday so that I can spend the entire week on my video now instead of 3 days, you know, basically just focusing on it on the weekend and that's it. I really want to spend more time on it. So right now I'm looking for a Final Cut Pro class so that I can learn how to edit. I've been watching people who teach like small little cute videos about how to edit, but I want to have like a proper course. I think I'm going to look on Skillshare. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of courses on there, but I just want to get better at editing. I feel like that's what's holding me back. And then as I get better at editing, I think I'll also get better at like capturing and creating stories and creating a vibe. There's something about making a vibe with the video that just, I'm very excited about it. That's what my creative spirit really, really wants. And I just haven't been prioritizing it enough to make that happen. So that's going to be me basically the next couple of months, just focusing on that. And I've incorporated it into my weekly schedule. So I have all of my work stuff, but then I also have YouTube stuff. And that also means that I'm working outside of like 9 to 5 hours. That's something that I really wanted to maintain. And I had been doing it up until recently where I just work between like 10 and 4 pretty much on the business. And then outside of that, I don't do work. I also don't work on the weekends. It's just, I worked enough as a lawyer. I'm no longer sacrificing my time in that way. But when it comes to YouTube, filming, I'm doing that like in the evenings. I am filming on the weekends now. And because it's not something that I see as work, it's something that I see as fun and like my creative outlet, I'm also okay with doing that. But it's definitely changing my schedule up a little bit. But that's what comes with wanting to prioritize it. So it makes sense. I've also wanted to get back into reading. So I am reading Iron Flame. Finally, I read Fourth Wing more than a year ago, probably by now. and I loved it. And I knew I was going to love Iron Flame. It wasn't out when I finished Fourth Wing, but it came out in the meantime. And I'd started reading ACOTAR. That series took me so long to read because honestly, I did not like it. I don't think I liked it until like the third book. So took me a minute. But yeah, now I'm reading Iron Flame, and I'm also doing a YouTube video on that, like a little bookish vlog style of reading with spoilers. And I'm really excited about that because it's my first time ever doing that kind of video. But I am trying to get back into reading. Another thing that I kind of want to do is implement a mandatory reading hour during my workday. And that can either be fiction or nonfiction. I haven't decided yet, but I think it's going to be nonfiction because a lot of my learning and a lot of the work that I do comes from books. Honestly, I've read so many different books on like trauma and coaching and habits and mindsets and stuff like that. That's kind of where I get a lot of my information from. And I haven't been focused on reading as much because I've just been working so much. But I think if I implement a 1 hour a day reading time, kind of like you're back in elementary school, I think that'll be better for me. So I'm thinking of these changes basically before 2025 comes up because I want to like give myself a bit of a runway to practice. And then 2025, I'll be like, okay, I can actually implement these changes. That's something that I like to do every year, start thinking about it in Q4. What are the things that I want to implement for next year? Because I think it's very unrealistic to think that January is going to come and you're just going to jump on board with all these new habits and changes. That's not quite how things typically work. So I like to just try thinking about them in Q4, practicing, kind of figuring out my tweaks, like what do I do? What do I like? What works? What doesn't? And then by the time January comes around, I'm better able to actually put those things into action and try to do them instead of failing and flopping around for the first 2 to 3 months of the year. And then in like March and April, finally having the habit down. I like to kind of give myself more time than that. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty short video now that I think about it. What else is going on in my life? I feel like nothing. It seems so boring. My days are pretty much just work. And I wish it was more exciting, but it's actually good. Like I remember wishing for this time, this exact time where I have a good schedule, I have a good flow, I have my clients, I'm like recording videos, I'm doing all the things that I envisioned myself to do. But it's interesting because when you think about the future, you're always kind of idealizing it and like, oh, it's going to be so perfect and so much fun. And oh, I'm going to be so happy. And then you get there and it's like, okay, no, it is. It's great. Don't get me wrong. But it's not this like fairy tale, there's still a sense of normalcy and this just becomes your reality. And this is like, oh, this is my new norm. It's not anything like super extravagant or super special like I created in my mind. So just kind of adjusting to that and realizing like, yeah, it's kind of boring. It's kind of just regular. It's kind of just normal. It's great. It's exciting because it's what I want to do. But on a day to day, I'm living life just like anybody else. So I'm not a Disney princess. It's just the work that I do. But yeah, I am happy about that. I feel very stable and very just chill. And I'm just trying to find ways to have more fun, like doing all these hobbies, to get off of my phone, to be more creative and just kind of pour into me. And it's interesting because this is one of the first times in my life where I can just be focused on me completely selfishly. Like, what does Latoya want? What does she want to change? What does she want to experience? And it's interesting. I think that's all I've got. I feel like I just wanted to come on, let you all know what's been going on, what I'm thinking about, and why I didn't have a regular video this week, to be quite honest. But yeah, life is pretty good. It's very chill. I'm really, 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 really loving cycling. Oh my gosh, being able to see myself go from like being able to ride for 15 minutes to now riding for over an hour. I'm shook. I am so shook and I'm so excited. I'm also trying to convince my friends to get bikes. It's not going well, but if you're in Dallas and you have a bike and you want to ride with me, let's go to White Rock Lake and ride around. I would be very, very, very excited, very happy to do that. Slow pace. We're not doing no Tour de France stuff up here, okay? But yeah, so that's really what's going on. I will see you all in my next video. I'm gonna hope that it will be creatively inspiring and I can spend more time on it and it'll be fun about my experiment, but we shall see. Who knows what'll happen? So that's the life update. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.